outright in the great race for 1982. Went through the number 2, Winfield Nissan, Neil Crompton and Anders Olofsson. Crompton, come in here. This will be easy stuff for you. You know how to talk over these guys, mate. Yeah. It was a hell of a race. It's a shame it had to finish when it did and the way it did.
Yes, it's very disappointing, Gary, that it's been such a tragic day. I personally feel very bad for what happened with Denny early on. It really rocked my socks early on, and you know, it's been a fairly ordinary race one way or another. It's not been a good day for motorsport, but I'd like to thank the Winfield Nissan team for giving me the opportunity to be up here today, and Anders did a huge job, and I mean, we tried our hearts out. I know this mob don't like it, but tough.
Neil Crompton and Anders Olofsson, third outright in the Tooheys 1000 for 1992. Now, they keep saying, Anders, if we can get you in here briefly. Yeah. This is a different kind of experience to what you're used to in motorsport in Europe.
Yeah, but I like it anyway. I think it's nice with all the fans looking for their heroes in the other kind of cars, and I don't mind if they cheer them up a lot. It gives us a good feeling as well. The situation is not too bad.
Congratulations on a wonderful effort.
Thank you very much.
Anders Olofsson and Neil Crompton. And now, the second place getters outright in the number 17, Shell Sierra, Dick Johnson and John Bowe.
I don't know where the hell we are, but I really don't.
There seems to be some confusion about that.
Well, I suppose there would be. Look, I really, you know, it's just one of those races. It's been up and down all day, isn't it?
What was your interpretation of events at the finish? Did you think you were third, second, first, 15th?
Well, after I passed Jim up the hill, I thought, well, we've got to be number 1, surely. But obviously, you can be beaten by a crash car.
Well, they claim that the result is declared on the placings at the end of the lap preceding the red flag, and that Jim was in front at that point.
I can't understand why they red flagged it, but that's the official's decision, and I'll just have to go by it, won't I?
Well, it's a bit of disappointment, but the fans are still here in support, and next year, of course, things change. We're saying goodbye to the turbos, and I know you'll be back campaigning harder than ever.
Well, we'll just have to come back next year and win it in a Falcon.
Johnny Bowe, briefly. Conditions, as you said. The whole of Tasmania must be here.
Must be. I'd like to congratulate our guys that did a fantastic job on the car. It's the best race car I've ever driven. It didn't miss a beat all day, and if we came second, well, we came second. But in my mind, we won.
Congratulations on a job well done. If the result might have been a bit disappointing, there's always next year. Dick Johnson and John Bowe, second place getters outright for Shell Sierra in 1992. And now, the winners of the great race for the second year running, Mark Scaife and Jim Richards. Well, it's a slightly hostile reception. A slightly hostile reception, Mark, but you always knew that you were going to get that to some degree. But regardless, forgetting all of that, it was a triumph out there today because they were the most adverse conditions that you could possibly have experienced.
Well, it was, but like we led the race all day. I can't believe this, you know, like the Nissan car, Winfield, we won the race. That's how it is.
Jim? Conditions a little crowded here. Next year is another year, but the Nissan GTRs have been all-powerful for the last couple of seasons. Yeah. The regulations said they could run, and you took advantage of those conditions, and the car proved to be simply unconquerable.
Yeah, thanks, Gary. I'm just really stunned for words. I can't believe the reception. I thought Australian race fans had a lot more to go than this. This is bloody disgraceful. I'll keep racing, but I tell you what, this is going to remain with me for a long time. You're a pack of arseholes.
Well, bitter words, and in some ways understandable from Jim Richards, because these guys put a lot of effort and a lot of money, a lot of blood, sweat and tears into the team effort that have brought them victory here for the past 2 seasons. And it doesn't matter what you say or who you support otherwise, they fully deserve the Tooheys Trophy to be presented by the Managing Director of Tooheys, Mr. Michael Westlake.
Thank you. I'd also now like to thank Nissan, Winfield, our major sponsors, Yokohama, Shell, and Freddie and the boys for providing us a great car. Hopefully we'll be back next year in a different kind of car, but we'll probably win that race too, and that won't worry us one little bit.
Well, if you don't like the reception, Jim, you can always give them a bath in champagne. Why don't you go ahead and do that?
I wouldn't bother.
The 1992 Tooheys 1000 will certainly go down in the history books as one to remember. Jim Richards, Mark Scaife, you've certainly won a great race. Bit of controversy, but you put in a great effort, and considering that only a few months ago we weren't sure you were here, I'm sure that a lot of people are pleased to see you up here today. To Dick Johnson, the runner-up, congratulations also. A very hard race, and I'm sure that the results will be discussed for a long time to come. But in the event, the Nissans have won. Just like the Nissans, Tooheys 1000 lives to be a great race. It goes down as one of the great races in the world, and to stand up here and to take the laurels is to be a great winner. Tooheys Draft is also a great winner, and we're very proud to be associated with this great event. To all the organisers, congratulations and well done, especially to Channel 7, to the Bathurst Council, to the RDC, and more particularly to everyone here today who makes this event so memorable, so exciting. Congratulations, Mark. Congratulations, Jim. Well done. All the best.
Mr. Michael Westlake, Managing Director of Tooheys, it's been a controversial finish to a very controversial race. Mike Raymond.
Thank you, Gary Wilkinson. Yes, one can only feel distress, actually, for Jimmy Richards and for Mark Scaife. They have driven the Nissan GTR all day long in very adverse conditions.
Looks like Jimmy's settling down a bit.
Yeah, I think he is now, but that is not what you really expect.
Certainly I'm a bit disappointed between the crowd and Jim Richards. They're stealing my act.
Okay, let's have a look now at the Caltex race score. These are the placings as of the Australian Racing Drivers Club. Jim Richards and Mark Scaife, the winners in the Winfield Nissan GTR. On the same lap, Dick Johnson and John Bowe placed second in the Shell Sierra. On the same lap in third place, Neil Crompton and Anders Olofsson. Down one lap in fourth place, 25, Tony Longhurst, Johnny Cicotto in the Benson and Hedges BMW. On the same lap in fifth, 16, Win Percy, Alan Grice, the Holden Racing Team Commodore. In sixth place, car number 4, Mark Gibbs and Rowan Onslow in the GIO Nissan GTR. Ahead of seventh placed 55, Andrew Medecky and Troy Dunstan in the Mobil 1 Commodore. Eighth place, 35, Wayne Park and David Parsons in the Peter Jackson Sierra. Ninth place, car number 11, Larry Perkins and Steve Harrington in the Bob Jane T-Marts Commodore. And rounding out the top 10, car number 41, the Andrew Harris, Gary Cook, Daily Planet Commodore. Stick with us. We'll be back in a moment as the aquaplanes Those drivers injured, but a pretty tough old call and a sad way to finish a 1,000k race, particularly when you've hung in there all day long, Mark Osler.
Absolutely, but I can't help being embarrassed. Certainly being an Australian, it may sound a bit emotional, but I think what Jimmy Richards said there was absolutely true.
Yes, well, that's the scene at Bathurst. We're going to bring you some of the highlights of the race. In the meantime, we'll take a break and then return to Mount Panorama Bathurst. Bruce McAvaney will update us with everything that's happened throughout the day.
On a day of drama, tragedy here at Bathurst, a remarkable day in this 30th anniversary. As we check the top 5 after the Tooheys 1000, Richards and Scaife at the top of the heap again, as they were last year, defending for the first time actually since 1984 when Brock defended successfully. Johnson and Bow in second placing, then the second of the Winfield Nissans in third placing, Olafson and Crompton, Longhurst, Chicotto fourth, and Percy and Grice in fifth placing. That's the leaders aboard after the Tooheys 1000. Mark Scaife and Jim Richards have joined me. Congratulations to both of you, Mark. You've achieved everything this year. It must be a fitting finale to the Nissan for you.
No, it's been a great year for us Bruce, and you know, thank you to Winfield, Nissan, Yokohama, Shell, Australian Airlines, all our sponsors, because we couldn't do it without them. Our teams performed fantastic all year.
I've got a feeling you both got a shock when you announced the winner. You weren't too sure when you first came back, Jim.
No, well, I didn't know that the race had been red flagged. I knew that I was parked in the fence, and then I noticed that the red flags were out. But of course, the rules you race under, if the race is red flagged, then the previous lap, the first person past the checker or the post does win the race. And when I got down to the pits, I was expecting to get a punch in the mouth and some abuse, but I found I won the race.
Gentleman Jim, you weren't Gentleman Jim on the podium tonight.
Well, I suppose we could have smiled and sort of laughed our way through it, but I thought that the minority of the spectators and fans deserved a little bit of a payout, and rightly so.
Well, I think you've had a lot of support there, Mark. 25 years of age and 2 Bathursts under your belt already. A flying start. Peter Brock's won 9. Jim, you've won 5 now. You're both challenging. And for you, Jim, today, a very tragic day as well, because you lost a great friend, and motor racing lost a great friend in Denny Holm.
Yes, that's right. And, you know, it's a very, very sad day. But the one thing that Denny would have liked, if that was the way that it was going to happen, he would have said yes, no problem. And he would have said, you know, have a beer for me afterwards.
Well, we can do that. Jim Richards and Mark Scaife, the champions here at Bathurst today, on a day that was quite remarkable, the 30th anniversary. Nissan at the top. Good afternoon.